Hello, the Great Valley. Welcome back to another edition of the Great Valley Sports Show. My name is Ryan, and this week we have three main things to go over. First, some surprise news with the Eagles, and then we're heading on over to the Phillies and finishing out with the Sixers. So why are we starting things out with the Eagles? I mean, their season doesn't start for like another half of a year. Well, their schedule got released. So looking at it can really be broken down into two parts, with the first one being the gauntlet. This is the much harder one as you're facing both Super Bowl teams as well as some other quality teams. And then the second half is much easier because you're facing a lot of your NFC East opponents as well as other teams like the Jets. So any predictions for me? Well, I mean, we might go 500. That first part of the schedule is definitely going to be a challenge for the Eagles, and if they can survive that, they can definitely start picking up some wins later in this season. And so, some bonus news for the Eagles. After they already had their bonus news with the segment about their schedule, the Eagles have signed former Washington football player Ryan Kerrigan to the team. Although he is getting older, he used to kill the Eagles in past years, so to see him on the team is great. And with that, we head on over to the Phillies. The Phillies this year have been rather average. So some of their games have been alright, and some of their games have been not alright. Take, for example, this past Sunday's game, where the Phillies not only had a chance to win this series against the Blue Jays, but they also had a chance to have a winning road trip. And while the offense did put up quite a few runs, the defense gave up quite a few runs very early on. A combination from these bad games can either come from a lack of offense, or in this case, bad pitching, as well as, well, errors. Lots of errors. But hey, now we have to focus on the series with the Marlins. As for last night's game, which was Tuesday, here is the result of the game. Hopefully it went really well. And then they'll be continuing their series against the Marlins as they play them today and tomorrow. Then they have a 3-game series against the Red Sox. And then finishing out the week, they're back at it against the Marlins for a 4-game series. And now it's happy positive news time with the Sixers. They have locked up first place in the Eastern Conference after beating the Magic. I mean, it took a few games more than maybe we would have hoped, but hey, they still got the first place. So who will the Sixers play? Well, we actually don't know right now, but due to the new play-in tournament, the 7, 8, 9, and 10 seeds will all be playing for 2 of the final spots in the Eastern Conference. At the end of all the play-in shenanigans, the Sixers could be playing one of 4 different teams in their first round of the playoffs. So it could either be the Celtics, it could be the Wizards, the Pacers, or the Hornets. So until then, the Sixers have some time off to prepare. Hopefully they use that time wisely, and hopefully next week I'll be able to tell you who they'll be playing in the first round of the playoffs. But until then, that's all we have time for on this edition of the Great Valley Sports Show. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday. We'll be having more Phillies action as well as Sixers action. But until next time, goodbye.